it would have avoided a lot of pain and frustration. Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Lance. I am here to lay it all out for you. Yes, I am going to tell you 10 things that I wish I would have stopped while I was in my relationship. This video is mainly for all my fellas out there. I know you guys are watching this video, and I'm going to open up about myself, kind of tell you some embarrassing things that I probably shouldn't put on the internet, but I'm gonna put it out there. I'm opening up and revealing all of my secrets for you guys to help you in your relationship. So if you're gonna laugh at me, just make sure to do it in the comment section below. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, make sure to turn on that notification bell because we have a new video coming for you. I'm gonna try to do it like Do It does every other day. Every other day, something like that. But let's get right into it. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna tell you guys 10 things that I wish I would have stopped while I was in my relationship. These things were pretty much toxic to the relationship that Dua and I were trying to grow together, and we were long distance, so they definitely didn't help. And I'm gonna tell you guys what I went through. Hopefully you guys are taking notes. Thing number one, this one, it kind of sounds weird, but listening to friends and family. Me, I am heavily influenced by friends and family, or at least I was. If somebody told me to do something, I would do it. If somebody told me I was missing out on something, I felt like crap. I guess you could say I had the fear of missing out. I was heavily influenced by friends and family, and that really, really had a bad response or a negative reaction to my relationship, however you want to say it. But listening to friends and family kind of put a barrier between Dua and I, and it prevented Dua and I from getting close. It prevented myself from making my own decisions. So if you're facing that problem of what do I do with this, what do I do with that, talk about it with your partner. Don't necessarily open up to your friends, don't open up to your family members, because everybody has an opinion and most of the time it's not the right one. And that is what I failed to realize early on in my relationship, and Dua and I went through a lot of pain because of it. So make sure to try to avoid that. If you have some kind of issues, talk about it with your partner, not your friends and family. Thing number two that I wish I stopped was being so jealous. I probably said this in a video before, but I was a jealous person. I had trust issues, jealous, all kinds of things, and I just thank God that Dua was strong enough to put up with it and to kind of reposition me and correct me, because my jealousy really would have ruined our relationship. And I don't recommend any guy out there to be too jealous. I said this before, there's like a gray area. There's a perfect area of being jealous, and then there's not being jealous enough that girls don't like. But being too jealous, not letting a girl hang out with her friends, or telling a girl, or just being very controlling. I wasn't super controlling, but there were some areas that I needed to work on. Don't do it. I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna have a lot of girls out there that are like Dua. They're not gonna put up with your nonsense. She put up with mine, and I thank God for it. That's the reason why we're still together today. So don't be too jealous. Give them a little wiggle room. Give them a little breathing room. But don't give them too much. You don't want them out there running wild in them streets, all right? Another problem that I had in my relationship was trying to get even. For example, this is past tense, I was the kind of person who was like, okay, if you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do it too, but 10 times worse. Or if you're gonna say this to me, I'm gonna lash out and be super, super defensive 10 times worse and just try to hurt your feelings. That's not gonna work, guys. I mean, don't do it. You have to keep in mind that your partner has feelings. Even though if she may be yelling at you, she may not be right, or she may be calling you every name in the book. This may sound weird, but don't scoop down to her level. Keep a level head. Don't try to get even because it's only going to make it worse. If you're in an argument, take a couple of deep breaths or walk away from the situation. If you try to get even, you may not be in a relationship too long. And if you are in a relationship after you try to do that, it may not be a happy one. So just avoid it. All right, the next one. I had to learn this. I'm sorry, I almost lied to you. I didn't learn this early on. This was really late into our relationship, but I had to learn. And I have a very big problem on always being right. I have to be right about every single thing. And if I'm not right, we're gonna argue about it. And that got us into a lot of trouble in our relationships, into a lot of arguments. So I wish I knew I was like that. I've been in relationships before, but I've never been in one as deep as I'm in now. So I never really had to dig in and deal with internal issues. So I wish I knew that because it would have avoided a lot of pain. I couldn't talk. But you don't always have to be right. Just like the last thing, to avoid anytime you're in an argument, don't worry about being right. Don't worry about trying to get even. But just think about your response before you say it. Because I guarantee you could either keep arguing for the rest of the night or go and have makeup sex. Which one do you want? Right, the next one here, I'm not even 100% sure if I should say this on the internet or on YouTube, but one of the things I wish that I didn't do when I was in my relationship, one of the things I wish I didn't do in a relationship is watch pornography. That stuff is super toxic to your relationship, guys. Avoid it at all costs. I know what you're thinking. Hey, I need a little bit of a release, or it's harmless. I can guarantee you that it's going to be more harmful than not. Avoid it. It's toxic. It puts unreal expectations onto your relationship. It puts unreal expectations into your mind, and it sends you down a long rabbit hole that's going to be super hard for you to get out of. Trust me, I've experienced it. It's tough. Yes, I know. Like I said earlier, I'm going to put it all on the table. I'm going to put it all on the table so you guys can learn from it. But I'm letting you know now to avoid that at all costs, because it's not going to benefit your relationship. If anything, especially nowadays, because it's so readily available. It's on your phone, on your computer, it's on Netflix. So just avoid it at all costs. If you're feeling that urge, go to your partner. I mean, I don't want to say that's what she's there for, but she's at least there to help. So go to your partner. Don't go to the internet. I mean, we're adults now. Let's grow up and be mature about our relationships. Avoid watching pornography. So I didn't know this early on. I should have, but I had a problem with this, and sometimes I still do, but bottling up my emotions. I'm one of those people who, if I'm angry, I'm just gonna sit there. I'm never gonna talk. I'm not gonna say anything, and I'm just gonna sit there. But when something pops off, I'm going to explode, and that is the completely wrong thing that you want to do. You don't want to explode. If you have a feeling, if you're feeling emotional about something, guys, I'm telling you, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to be angry, happy, sad. It's okay to cry. It's okay. You have to let those things out. We have this image on ourselves that since we're men, it's manly not to be emotional, and I disagree. I know that from personal experience. I've tried it, and it doesn't help, and it really doesn't help your relationship. So your partner is there to lean on, to cry with, to go to. Use that. It'll even build a stronger bond between you two, and it'll bring you guys closer together. So don't bottle up your emotions. Next one, and Dua and I I'm still not sure if we've perfected this one, but I know that we need to work on it. But don't go to bed angry. If you go to bed angry, you're gonna wake up angry, and it's gonna ruin your entire day. Just don't do it. Don't go to bed angry. If you have an issue, solve it before you go to bed, or just, figure it out, but don't go to bed angry. So I had a really big problem about this, but it's something that I'm fixing, and it's not being spontaneous, or some people like to call it not being romantic. You definitely want to be romantic with your partner. You want to be spontaneous. You want to surprise her. You want to shower her with gifts. You want to be like, hey, we're going to go out and do something wild and crazy. I don't know, something we haven't done in a long time. But if I would have known that early on, there was a point in time where we kind of hit like a wall in our relationship, and it just kind of plateaued, and it kind of almost broke us up. But we figured out what it was, and we bounced back. But if I would have known at that time that it was my lack of spontaneity or my lack of being romantic, then probably would have never gotten to that point. So make sure to be spontaneous. Be romantic with your partner. Do something nice for her that she doesn't know is coming. Number 9 is giving harmful comments. For example, if your person is like, you went out with your friends the other night and didn't invite me, then don't go back and be like, well, you go out with your friends all the time and out at the club dancing, being a hoe. That's a harmful comment. That's gonna like a volcano in her brain, and she's just gonna pop off. And then you gonna pop off because you're gonna come back with another harmful comment, and she's gonna pop off. And if you guys aren't fist fighting by the end of the night, then that's the grace of God. But if you start out with a harmful comment to your girl like that, it's emotionally abusive, and it's just not right. It's not gonna solve anything. So like all the other statements I said, I know a lot of these are probably about arguments, but keep a level head. Think about what you say before you say anything when you are fighting with your partner. I think I'm becoming pretty good at that. Last but definitely not least, when your partner is talking to you, sometimes it's not helpful to give a solution. That is my biggest problem. I feel like I'm some kind of licensed therapist, and I feel like everything just has a solution, which most of the time it does, but that may not be what your partner wants in that conversation. Sometimes your partner just wants a listening ear. So practice just being a good listener. Sometimes your partner comes to you and is venting, and that's all he or she wants to do. They just want to vent. Let them vent. Don't be like, well, you need to go to your boss and tell them where to get off. No, a solution is not always the answer. Sometimes being a good listener is all you need to be. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. Those are 10 things. I'm having a super hard time talking. I think I need some water. So those are 10 things that I wish I knew or wish I would have stopped in my relationship. Some of those things some of those things I've overcome. Some of those things I'm really working on. I try to be as open and honest with you guys as possible. Like I said, I'm here to help. If there's anything that I could do to help you in your relationship of things that I've gone through, I'm gonna put it here on YouTube for you guys. If you like the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, make sure to turn on that notification bell because we have a new video coming for you. I'm gonna try to do it like Do It does, every other day. Every other day, something like that. But yeah, we got a new one coming for you every other day, so make sure that notification bell is on, and we'll see you guys in a couple days. Later, dude.